What's up guys, Scott here. I hope you enjoyed that track. It was a lot of fun to create and record. Now that you hear what this thing is capable of, let's dive into my chain and see how I created this tone. As you can see, I actually used an exclusive Ignite Amps chain for this. I have the TS999 in front of the NRR-1, followed by the TPA1, and then I went with the NAD-IR loader. I also used the free God's Cab cabinet impulses for this, so for those of you following at home, this whole chain costs a grand total of $0. As you can also see, I quad tracked these parts, and one of the great things right off the bat is that the NRR-1 and the other Ignite Amp plugins are stereo compatible. What this means is that you can load it into a bus like I've done here, flip on the stereo mode, and that way instead of using, for example, 4 instances of all these plugins, I only needed to use 2. This really helps save on CPU. So for the screamer, I have the tone and level cranked, and as you can see here, indicated by the S, enabled for stereo mode. Now for the NRR-1 itself, I did use the rhythm and clean channels in the beginning as you heard, but I think most of you guys will be far more interested in what I did with the lead channel. So the gain, I have a comfortable level, keeping in mind that I'm quad tracking, so I tried to find an acceptable level in conjunction with the screamer, and then back it down just a tad more. This is because when you have 4 tracks on top of each other, the gain essentially multiplies. If you're playing your riffs and they sound like a soup sandwich after you recorded them, you probably have too much gain. Here I have the bright knob enabled, but now moving to the tone stack, I have the bass set kind of right around my treble to make sure it's not tinny. I took quite a bit of mids out, and then I fiddled with the treble and the presence controls to really find the nice balance of highs. The TPA is a power amplifier that goes nicely with the NRR-1. It just gives it a bit more juice. You don't necessarily have to use this, by the way, but with the NRR-1, you might find it gives it a little bit more oomph, that you're looking for. So try putting the TPA in the chain and see what happens. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, you're not losing out on anything. Finally, the impulse loader, we have the 2 cab impulses, which are a blend of the SM57 and MD421. This is a pretty popular microphone combination for metal these days, and I manipulated the balance knob here to get the sound that I was looking for. Now this is just the chain, but I wanted to touch on a subject before we move to processing, because the chain doesn't tell the whole story. So you just saw the chain quickly, but what went into this was finding the tone. A great habit that I've started to get into is setting my tone stack all at 12 o'clock and playing with cabinet impulses to get as close to the sound that I'm looking for before I do anything else. If you try to use impulses that don't even have the characteristics that you're looking for from the very beginning, you're in for a really bad time. 95% of your battle will be over if you're able to get the right combination of impulses with your tone stack all at 12 o'clock before you do anything else. After that, I like to start with the treble and presence controls. Don't know why, but for me, I like to get the right amount of highs and stuff that I like, and then after I add low end and take out mids until basically I like what I hear. I'll play the riffs for a few minutes, and then, most importantly, I put my guitar down and I walk away. I find that when I come back after a 10 or 15 minute break, I'm able to make a better decision. My ears almost listen to the tone as if they were new again. Now the main thing, of course, is once you commit to this sound, you have to commit to it. Only after that, spend time processing and shaping the sound that you created. So speaking of shaping, you guys are probably going to freak at the amount of EQ I did. I don't really feel I did a lot, but I did my EQ in a few different stages. So I like to use the FabFilter EQ for initial shaping and taking care of the most annoying things that I hear first. After that, I open up the Q10, do some more pinpoint EQ, and a little bit more shaping as I feel is needed. What will happen sometimes is as you start to take out frequencies, you'll hear more problems, and then you can take them out with the Q10 with pinpoint precision. After that, we move to the multiband, pretty much always necessary on lower tuned guitars, especially when you have riffs similar to what's in this song, a lot of chugging and a lot of palm muting. I like to cover the full low mid-range area of the guitar, so for me, on my guitar, that's about 90 to 300, and I pull it down just enough where it's taking a little bit of the low buildup out of the mids when I'm palm muting. And what comes next from here basically is what I'm calling my secret sauce. This is pretty much my signature move. I always like to add the API 550 onto my guitars and boost 7K and take out 800. It's just sort of the sound that I've come to really love, and I always do it. Sometimes I boost more, sometimes I boost really not at all, but I absolutely love what this plugin does for my guitar sound, so that's sort of a mainstay all the time. After that, L1 as always, and I use the out ceiling fader to move the guitar up and down in the mix, and basically that's how I process the guitars for this track. I follow the same process for all the other guitar parts of the song, but I don't really think I need to get into that because it's basically the same. Don't need to repeat myself. I know you guys are very curious to hear what these changes sound like in real time, so I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to play back a little loop here, disable the plugins, enable the plugins, and you'll be able to hear a pretty significant A-B. Ignite amps have done it again. They are the kings of free metal guitar VSTs. I am totally blown away with this massive tone I was able to get with this, and just, EQ, and this thing slams. Big, huge respect to the guys at Ignite Amps. You guys are absolutely amazing. That does it for this video, guys. What did you think of the tone? Let me know in the comments if you liked it or not. Also, please subscribe, like, and hit that bell notification symbol so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thanks a lot for checking out the video, everyone. I hope you have as much fun experimenting with this plugin as I did. I know you're in for a good time. Have a good one.